welcome to Tech Tuesday, episode 2. Today we're looking at Turnitin and how to use Turnitin for assessment as purposes. Turnitin, you can literally turn in anything. And updated recently is you can turn in PowerPoint, you can turn in pictures, you can take pictures of assignments and turn those in. So once you do log in, it's going to take you to your Start homepage, and from there you can add a class. So we're going to start by adding a class over here on the big green button, Add a Class. Class type standard, and we'll say we're doing a phys ed class. Enrollment password, subject area. So fill out the fields below. And kids wish. Undergrad. You can set the end date for this semester, or if you know you're going to teach it again next year, you can roll over and then keep those same assignments. You only have to do it once. So once you submit, it's going to pop up and it's going to tell you your password and your ID number. If you do forget your ID number, it's just posted right beside your class, and you can find your password in settings by going to the edit button. So that's just how to add a class, simple as that. For other tabs up here that are important, dashboard will tell you students that have turned in things recently, so you don't have to go looking through all the assignments to find out which are updates. You can tell you the student that updated, when they updated, and what they updated. So it'll give you a daily notice, so things you can just quickly go and edit from there. We're going to go to BTT, and I'm going to show you how to add an assignment. When you add an assignment, again, add assignment button. When you first add your first assignment, you're only going to have one option here, because you have to have a paper assignment or an assignment already in place before you can do other things. Before you can peer mark, revision, or reflection, there needs to already be an assignment that had an end date. After the closing date of the assignment, whatever you have the hand-in date in, the other ones will open up, and you can make a peer mark assignment for that assignment you just made. That's confusing. I'll show you an example in a few minutes. Next step, there's a lot of tabs. I'm going to show you the ones that are important. You need to have an assignment title, so we'll go business letter, assignment 3, point value. You can put in your point value even if you use a rubric, and you have to have a point value to continue. So say you had a rubric that you're already going to use, and I'm going to show you how to insert that rubric into this Turnitin, and it'll save it, and you can use it down the road if you'd like. But just have a point value, and that rubric will be applied to those points. So we'll say 25 points. And here it's asking you if you want to add in any types of Turnitin. 99% of the files will be able to turn into Turnitin. The only one that's an exception that I've found so far is pages from Mac, so ask them to do it on Word. So when you go to your optional settings, actually before that we have a start date, and the automatic presets are a week and a week. So you have from the start a week to hand it in, and then you have a week to mark it, and then those comments that you're going to add, that you're going to learn how to add in this video, will be posted after that, and kids can review that. And you can see if a kid reviews and sees the comments that you added. Special instructions if you'd like. Allow submissions after the due date. I always click yes no matter what. I've never had an assignment where every student passed it in, and it's frustrating to go back and change the settings because you may lose something. So click yes. Originality report will be submitted to them. You can have them see it right away if you like, or have them post it when the marks are posted. I have them generate originality report right away, because if they do have a problem, say they 60% copied, they forgot to reference or whatever, they can go back and resubmit before the due date. Get quality work towards the end. The rest of them are just your preferences. The only one we're going to talk about is the rubric form. The rubric form, you can create your own, or you can use one you already created, or you can import other rubrics that other students or teachers have already made. So if you want to make a new one, I can just go create new rubric, and I get my scale. Instead of scale, I'm going to go level 1 if I want to keep going. I could add up to level 5, level 6, level 3 plus, and have all the intermediates. If I want to go Kika, standing, inquiry, and then I can put the explanations down below. I can have the explanations for each of the levels. I'm going to show you one that's completed when I'm marking. It's going to move this close. The only problem that I have with this rubric launcher is moving. If you want to move down, or sorry, click this, you can't. You can't slide down to see the bottom. And the most important part is at the bottom. So you just use your arrow keys, and you can get around that. Maybe your whatever web browser I am doesn't allow it. You can add in the marks for each of the rubrics, and this is going to apply to the scale, so we can have slide up, so 2 points, etc. whatever you like during your scale, and you can fill in the criteria for each of that block. You can cut and paste from Word and fill out a rubric. And once you have them, you can edit other ones, or you can create a duplicate of one you've already made and just make the changes. So I have a couple here, and they're in the process. So we're going to go back and enter rubric name, but I'm just going to cancel at the bottom. And I'm going to pick one that I've already made. Business letter rubric. And submit, and that's your first assignment done. And students will have a week to turn it in. When they turn it in, you can see who submitted. And for example, we're going to do the business letter assignment. And for that assignment, we had them do a paper assignment, and they all submitted. And then I had a peer mark assignment where they could, it gave them another student's paper where they could make comments on it. And then I had them do a revision assignment, and they could resubmit their original work. So I marked the revision assignment, but those are already marked. So I'm going to show you the original paper and show you a quick way to mark those and the ones that haven't been marked already. So when you see it quickly on the right, you have ones that have been turned in late, are in the red. You have the names, the letter of the assignment, and this is a similarity report. And there's a couple reasons these haven't been copied, and it can go up to 29% just because students that turn in the same assignment might have the same titles, like Sunway Business Letter. If every student named their assignment that, it'll get copied. So the more a student hands in later, the more revision it has. So we're going to click on one, and I'll show you what I mean. Click on this one. And it opens up a new window and puts you in the marking page. So the important tabs up here are your originality, grade mark, and peer mark. If you want to see the originality report, it'll tell you that it matched the university or college address and another address, and it told me where those sources came from. So if you had a Wikipedia and they copied it, it'll show up. If you had another internet source or copied from another student or another school, or they found it in another language, they'll all pop up. So it's pretty good that way. So we have a business letter here. I'm going to go to grade mark, and that's how you're going to actually be able to mark this. I can also keep that originality report on just by clicking on there. So I'm going to start with my quick comments. And when you first start off, you're going to have commonly used. So if you're marking English, these are pretty good. You can just drag and drop improper citation if this was cited, and it'll give them some information that they're on. And these are good if they're apparent to you, but what you probably want to do is make your own set. So I have my set, and I have levels, and some other ones. If anything, you just want to click on make your new one, you can just add any comment over, pop it in. Great job. And I can save this as a quick mark, and then it'll become another button. I already have one. Great job. I can click criteria to it, knowledge, communication, application. Those are the criteria from my rubric. So depending on what rubric and what specifics you have here, that's going to apply for your quick access. I'm going to cancel that. I can't do this now because I am on a screencast and it won't let me. If I wanted to highlight a certain sentence, I could drag over a sentence. Okay, it's not going to let me. And that's going to come up as a quick mark, and then you can highlight that in different colors. So if you had a run-on sentence, you can make it pink and put that. And then when you have the quick mark, it's going to draw a line down to that highlighted sentence, which is pretty cool, but just not allowed in this screencast program. If you want to make your own set, you can just go to the Quick Mark Manager, and you can add in a new set here by clicking the plus sign. You can edit other ones, you can delete other ones, whatever you like. If I wanted my new set here, I could add a new quick mark and give it a title, give it a description that are more relevant to your assignment. So whatever you're marking, economics, business, or math, you can make quick marks that are perfect for that. So I'm going to cancel this and keep going. So that's one way to mark. There's also another marking way here. You can just edit text and just go free form on the text comments here. Or if you really don't want to type anything, you can just click record, and you can record your voice as you read through the assignment, and you can add, say the formatting looks great, the spacing is before between here, 1, 1. Formatting, you would need to add a space after the teacher for your second paragraph. This was the first draft, so that's okay. So make sure you make that change before the revision assignment. Pause, and when they review that after the post date of your marking, they'll be able to come back and they'll be able to see these little quick marks or recording or text comment. But because we spent so much time making a rubric, I can mark this really, really easily. And I have my rubric here because I put in actual categories. So I know what level 3 is and what level is the knowledge part of it. So let's just say we have 4 knowledge, communication. Probably can't see this because the video is in the way. Problems here as well because of the screen capture. The video is in the way, but there is a button, and it says apply rubric percentage to grade. So you'll see it up here. This is their grade out of 16, and that's what I made the assignment out of. A different assignment, I didn't use the one I made earlier. And the button here, I apply that, and it gives them what they got out of the rubric. So quick, easy, already marked. I can move on. I can add comments, etc. If you want to jump to another student, you can jump in, or you can just go over next, fire through them, and then you're done marking. So I just saved that. I didn't save any of the comments there because this was the first draft and it's not a paper assignment. But say you want to use this for assessment as purposes. So like I said, same thing, you go to add assignment, but you have to have that first assignment already made. And you need to have this assignment only start after the last day that assignment ended. So if you had a week to do that assignment, you can only start the peer mark assignment after the posted mark has been made. So you got to make sure you watch your dates and plan ahead. If you want to use the calendar function up here, it tells you post dates for all of your assignments, start dates, due dates, etc. So you can quickly see what's going on there. It also has your grade book if you want, and you can check out their marks, and it tells you per assignment how many people handed it in, and it gives them a percentage of how many possible marks are out there. So max total points they could have, 97, max graded points possible, 61 here. You can get a general estimate for how they're doing, and they have a general estimate of how they're doing, even though they're not in the key model there, but that's okay. So I want to make a paper assignment or a peer review assignment, whatever. If I do a peer mark, there's a couple settings there that I can have them make one of those, and they'll make a reflection assignment, and then we're good to go. And if you have any other comments, you can talk to me. So we have to select one of our past assignments, so it tells you the due date there. So we can use any one of these because they've been did. So we'll do the coded selfie. They coded a picture of themselves. Point value. This is peer review, so I give them the incentive just to do it. So it's kind of those marks to make sure they get on. So 5, and I award full points if they've written in. And then again, I have to set my start dates, assignment date, due date, post date, etc. If I save and continue, then it can give me a couple options of what I can do. Each student will write a review. Papers automatically distributed. So it's going to automatically give every student, and it'll go under their assignments, and it'll click on them, and it'll be one of their student papers. And you can set if they see their name or they don't see their name. You can change. You can keep students from marking each other's students. If you have students that you know are going to give each other a good mark, you can stop that. And there's other distribution options along those lines. Save and continue. And now I can add my questions. So I add a question. I can start my own free response. I can do a sliding scale from 1 to 5, or there's a couple library ones. We'll add those. Rate this paper overall. Add this question. Does the paper think from your point of view? Whatever. Add this question. If you like them, or you can just create their own. And now we have 2 questions, and one of them is rateable. And you can put the minimum answer length down here. So if you want them to actually write, they can't move on until they've written that many amount of words. So if you want to have them write 50 words, you can put 50 in, and they can't move on past the peer mark assignment unless they write those. We're going to save and finish. And this screencast is only 15 minutes long, so we're going to do one more. Likewise, to the peer evaluate, we have, say, a revision assignment or reflection assignment. Too late. Do a revision. So based on the other assignment, same thing again. You can say we did a business letter. We're going to do another revision. We're going to point value, and we're going to put the other rubric. This is a revision assignment. We're going to keep the mark the same as it was in there. It's going to be 16. We have start date, due date. The instructions could be using what you learned from peer review, resubmit, and that'll allow them to resubmit. One other thing that you have to do is you have to re-add the rubric into the peer review, but that's all the time we have for this podcast or the screencast. This is Tech Tuesday, episode 2. If you have any more questions, feel free to